In a historic move, Harvard University faculty members have voted to limit the amount of A grades that can be given to undergraduate students. It's an effort to curb rising grade inflation, the trend of more A's being awarded each year. Professors at the prestigious university began voting on the policy last week. The final vote was 458 in favor, 201 against. The new policy will limit the number of A grades to just 20% of undergrads per course, plus 4 additional students. For example, a professor with a class of 100 would only be allowed to give up 24 A's, but the policy does not apply to A-minuses. It will begin in the 2027 academic year. In a February survey, Harvard undergrads were overwhelmingly against this, with nearly 85% opposed. Axios Boston reporter Mike Deehan explained this vote for us as it was happening last week. He joins us now. So why is this seen as such an important issue here?
Well, grade inflation at Harvard has been a problem for the last 2, 3 decades, and the faculty was really trying to find a way to keep the quality of education, keep the quality of that Harvard degree without screwing up the system so much that students would be disadvantaged by these lowering grades. Last year, though, 60% of all grades handed out at Harvard were straight A's. They don't have A+, so A is the highest they can go. If you include those A-minuses, it was closer to 85%. So this had been creeping up to the point where getting, a 3.9, 4.0 GPA at Harvard isn't excellence and mastery anymore. It's just kind of the baseline for completing the coursework.
And so in our segment last week, you noted that Princeton tried something similar about a decade ago. Ultimately, they scrapped it because of student dissatisfaction. Is the situation at Harvard different?
Yeah, Harvard is trying to do something with that A- loophole, as you're explaining. And so instead of just because the regular A's are capped at 20%, they can give unlimited A-minuses out. So that is something that shouldn't really affect the competitiveness of a student. What was happening at Princeton was that because they were, deflating their grades, those Princeton kids were still competing with Harvard and Yale and the other Ivy League students who were inflated 4.0s. By including the A-minuses, Harvard hopes that this will appease the students so you can still get A's, but it will also mean that those A-pluses, that tippity top of the class, will be a little more honest.
So you said appease the students. What has the reaction been?
Students don't like it. There was a poll. I know. The Harvard Crimson has been doing some great work on this. A poll of students, something like 85, 86%, said that they do not like this. They signed up for one, and it's kind of a switch to them when you're switching the systems. Again, it really is kind of an expectation to get A's or to achieve that A rank at Harvard University. If it's 85% A and A-minuses, if you're just starting out or you have a few more years to go, you're certainly probably not going to graduate with the GPA you expected to when you're applying to grad schools, when you're going to some of these elite employers who are looking for those, 3.9, 4.0s.
Mike Deehan, thank you.
Thanks.